Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading of Sea Mysteries. Today's chapter, Monsters of the Deep. From the earliest times, there have been stories and legends of strange and frightening sea monsters, capable of bringing death and destruction to those who dare to venture into certain remote and unmapped areas of the ocean. Norse legend named one of these creatures the Kraken, a type of squid or octopus so huge that it could overturn fishing boats, whaling vessels, and even larger ships. This frightening creature had thick, long tentacles with huge sucker pads and rows of claws to grip its prey, while its mouth was a beak capable of cutting through wire and of piercing the side of a ship. Could it have been a kraken that attacked a fishing boat off Newfoundland in 1873? The two fishermen on board had prodded what appeared to be a large mass of seaweed, heading up for their boat, and were horrified when it reared up in the water and seized their vessel in two huge tentacles. It looked like a large squid or octopus. Repeated blows with an axe eventually forced the wounded monster to release its deadly hold on the boat, leaving behind a piece of tentacle 6 meters long. Experts calculated that it belonged to a creature 20 meters in length. John Starkey reports a chilling encounter with a kraken-like creature that came alongside his naval patrol ship in the Indian Ocean one evening in 1942. He recalls two cold green eyes staring up from the water, tentacles half a meter thick, and describes the creature as being longer than the ship, at least 50 meters in length. Fortunately, the monster made no attack. Other ships have not been so lucky. In 1872, the crew of the steamer Strathowin claimed they saw a giant squid topple a 150-ton schooner, the Pearl, and drag it beneath the waves. In the 1930s, a 15,000-ton tanker called the Brunswick claimed to have survived 3 attacks by kraken-like monsters. There have been many reported sightings of another legendary monster of the deep, the sea serpent. The most famous of these occurred in 1848, when sailors aboard HMS Daedalus, a 19-ton frigate, spotted a strange creature while rounding the Cape of Good Hope. Captain Peter McCuhay later confirmed that it was a sea serpent, 20 meters in length, which swam alongside the Daedalus for over 20 minutes. The body was dark brown. Its head was raised about 3 feet out of the water, revealing jaws large enough to hold a full-grown man, and lined with fierce, jagged teeth. In 1852, the whaling ships the Monongahela and the Rebecca Sims were scouring the Pacific when a whale was sighted. 3 longboats were lowered from the Monongahela in pursuit of the creature, which proved to be huge, some 45 meters in length. Stuck with harpoons, the creature's wild thrashing smashed 2 longboats, but after a fierce struggle, it was hauled alongside the ship. It was too large to take on board, so only the remarkable head with its cruel teeth was cut off and preserved in a pickling vat. However, the Monongahela never reached home. Both ship and crew disappeared. Wreckage was found off the coast of Alaska several weeks later. There was no explanation. Was the ship attacked and destroyed by yet another monster? In 1962, a life raft carrying 5 men was attacked by a sea serpent. Its head and neck resembled that of a turtle and stretched over 4 meters out of the water. Hissing horribly, it gave off a foul-smelling odor of rotting fish. After capsizing the raft, the monster carried off 4 of the men, leaving 1 survivor to recount the terrifying tale. Some sea monsters choose to haunt waters closer to land. One such creature is supposed to roam the Strait of Georgia, between Vancouver Island and British Columbia, off the west coast of Canada. It was first sighted by native North Americans long before white settlers arrived, and is known as Cadborosaurus or Caddy. In this century, it has been seen by over 1,000 people and has been described as being a sea serpent, 15 meters long, with huge, wide jaws. In 1965, a Belgian zoologist, Dr. Bernard Heuvelmans, began the most detailed study of sea serpents to date. He examined 587 sightings dating from 1639 to 1964 and concluded that 358 were genuine. From these, he divided the sea serpents into 9 types. Could the oceans really be roamed by so many species of sea monster? If so, how many more are yet to be discovered? Quite the question, and that's it for today. Join us next time as we go in search of lost treasures, still related to sea mysteries. I'll see you then.